Hi, I'm Davy McCallion of Warriors Remembered. I'm the founder and the curator of this World War I, World War II collection. I've been collecting since I was about 8 years of age when Granda gave me his belt, which he wore all through the First World War. I got his chocolate tin, and as you can see, it's just got a tad out of control. At the minute, we're putting together this exhibition that you see behind us here, the World War I exhibition, which is going into Belfast City Hall for January. It'll be open from the 19th to the 25th of January, telling the story of the First World War. But a lot of preparation has to go into before we get there, the cleaning of the uniforms, putting the kit together properly, the way it should be, packing it. So as you can see, it's all go. We'll be taking along 2 World War horses, the officer's horse, which is done up to the 4th Royal Irish Dragoon Guards, who were the first in the battle during the Great War, and the one to the other ranks, showing the class difference during the war, to the 5th Irish Lancers, who was the last soldier reportedly killed. It's a Lewis gun crew. Just basically, Lewis gun was a new invention from a guy called Lewis from America. First portable machine gun of the Great War, and it was a very, very important piece of the Great War. We as an Irish nation should be leading the commemorations on the Great War, because a lot of facts that people don't understand and don't realise is that we were the first to fight on the 22nd of August 1914. 4th Royal Irish Dragoon Guards went into battle in a place called the Cateau, seen off the German Uhlans, 3 Germans killed. The only casualty we suffered on the day was a horse, which was later put down and sold to a French butcher. Another most important part, obviously, is the story of the volunteers, and we have part of the display which is going into the City Council, covering the story of both the Irish and Ulster Volunteers, how they were formed up into the likes of the 6th Connaught Rangers, the West Belfast Men, the Ulster Volunteers, into the Irish Fusiliers and the Rifles of Service Battalions. So we're going to tell the story on how they came into the being with the British Army under Kitchener's New Model Army. And obviously the important part of the story, obviously the 1st July 1916, the Battle of the Somme. Yeah, well, Warriors Remembered was set up basically to fill a gap. There was a massive gap in our military history being covered in museums here. And we're not in any competition with any of the museums in the country. We're providing a service that needs to be covered. The problem was it was always seen as a single identity because it was Davy McCallion's collection. Since then, the company has been formed and there's directors now in place. We've applied for charitable status, etc., etc. Because the collection, I want it to be kept together for eternity, and people. The only way I want people to profit from it is through education. Over the years, we've done cross-community work. We've done education at all levels, from primary school right up to secondary school, and even with university. Adult groups, SOM groups, community groups, cross-border groups, and even working with vulnerable adults, disabled. You know, most of the work that I do throughout the year, I don't get paid for it. I provide a service. I've loaned stuff to museums in this country to help their exhibitions out. I've loaned stuff to community groups because they can't get the funding. It's not all about money. It's about, but the problem is everything is now a cost. There's a cost. You can't go out the door now unless you've got public liability insurance, employers liability, volunteers liability. There's transport, haulage costs. Everything it now costs money to actually physically do anything. We started a petition last year here at the shed, and basically the petition has grown. We're in thousands of signatures now. Lord Lieutenant for County Antrim has signed it. Peter Robinson has signed it. As well as other ministers and councillors. But the only way this collection can be preserved is through direct funding, and we need help to do that. And it's survived up to now through the generosity of public donations. One guy actually passed away, had left £500 in his will. You know, I mean, there's a lot of goodwill out there, and there's a lot of genuine people out there who see the importance of this collection and preserving it. And we've now got over 7,000 followers and likes on Facebook, so it shows you that we must be doing something right. Anybody wants to get in touch with us, they can get in touch with us through the website at warriorsremembered.co.uk or on the Save Warriors Remembered Facebook page.